welcome to Galaxy Manifesto. This is Yvonne. On the journey of learning love and wisdom, we're never alone. A special welcome to you if you are new here. This is a channel where we begin our inner journey through color perception method, learn to turn into our sixth sense, explore the subconscious, and move towards self-healing and emotional awakening. May is here, spring is deepening, and the first ray of summer are immersing. Nature is gently whispering its reminder. Each blossom marks an awakening of inner strength. This is one of the most perfect times of the year to plant seeds of intentions, just like fresh sprouts breaking through the soil. This weekend, we too can plant seeds of love, trust, freedom, and creativity in our life. So today, I would like to invite you to join me in offering this moment to inner clarity and activation. Let's begin with today's color perception practice and travel together through the subconscious galaxy to rediscover the vision of ourselves that feels freer, more honest, and fully alive.
Now I invite you to find a space where you can be completely quiet and alone. You may choose to sit down or lie down. Allow yourself to fully relax and feel at ease in your surroundings. Gently close your eyes. Now I want you to turn into yourself. Listen to the vibrations of the singing bowl in this moment. Let its frequency pass through the air, slowly wrapping around your body. Let's begin by focusing on your breath. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. If you notice thoughts arising in your mind, that's okay. It's normal. There's no need to push them away. Simply and gently bring your attention back to your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, as you exhale, try to imagine that all your worries and negative emotions are like a cloud of gray-black smoke slowly being released with each breath out. Exhale. Inhale. Let go of everything that no longer serves you, everything that no longer belongs to you. Release it completely with your breath. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If some emotions feels especially heavy, that's okay. There's no need to rush or force them out all at once. Just release a little more with each exhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep breathing this way, feeling your breath becoming lighter and slower. Your body seems to merge with the air around you, as if you can no longer tell whether you are breathing or if the world is breathing through you. Exhale, inhale,
When you are ready, gently move your fingers and toes, keeping your eyes closed. With this deep sense of calm, ask yourself the first question: what color is my feeling right now? Once you receive your answer, ask yourself the second question: what color is my emotion right now? As you ask this question, shift your perspective upward to your third eye and observe what color you sense in this moment. After receiving answers to these two questions, I recommend writing them down as a record for future references and analysis. If you don't see or sense any colors in your initial color perception practice, that's completely okay. Instead, try silently repeating the name of colors in your mind: red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple, black, and white. Let each color pass through your visual awareness one by one until you feel that a particular color truly represents your current state. Color perception exercises are closely related to strengthening our sixth sense. I encourage you to learn to trust your intuition. Most of the time, the first image or idea that comes to mind without overthinking is your most honest inner voice. Just stay open and optimistic as you explore your own sensory experience. There's no right or wrong here, only discovery. This unique color perception method that I have developed is designed to enhance our intuitive spiritual connection with colors. This process focuses on strengthening our sixth sense, using intuition to perceive the colors associated with our current physical and emotional state. Through this practice, we can gain deeper insight into our subconscious mind. In the upcoming video, I will analyze different color combinations present in the form of cards. Together, we will explore how to perceive and interpret emotions through colors, and I will provide corresponding explanation to help us better understand our inner subconscious. Today, we're going to explore a very special color energy, the card combination of the green on top and deep green on the bottom. Imagine a vibrant, fresh green on top, like new spring leaves, while the deeper, darker green ground us below, like the forest holding steady beneath the earth. This green duo is connected to the Magician card upright in the tarot and the energy of Mercury, symbolizing growth, stability, creativity, and inner wisdom. The upright Magician in tarot represents initiation and creation. He reminds us that we already possess all the tools and inner resource we need to take charge of our own lives. Mercury, on the other hand, is the planet of communication and intellect, offering us flexibility of thought and the power to express and exchange ideas. In this color combination, the green on top connects to our heart chakra, symbolizing love, harmony, and growth, while the deep green below grounds us to the earth, providing stability and support. Together, they create an energy flow that reflects an open heart support by a stable foundation, generating a deep sense of both emotional harmony and inner safety. Using this green energy as our theme, we will explore in 10 core aspects related to our psychology and subconscious through relaxed conversation. Whether you're familiar with mysticism or psychology or just curious, let's explore our inner worlds, sharing stories and everyday experience to growth and healing. Let's begin with positive emotional imprint. The color combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom symbolize emotional growth, renewal, and a stable foundation. Together, they form a structure that encourages self-expression, creativity, and trust in one's own capacity for growth, inspiring individuals to embrace change with hope, knowing they're supported from within. Each of us carries beautiful emotional imprint in our subconscious, those moments that make us smile just thinking about them. Perhaps it was when Grandma baked your favorite cookie as a child, and the sweet aroma in the kitchen made you feel safe and cared for. Or maybe it was the hug from your dad after an important exam, when you felt deeply encouraged and proud. This joyful memory acts like the green brush stroke, painting our inner world with warmth and comfort. Psychological studies even show that recalling happy memory can evoke positive feeling and reduce negative impacts of stress. Next time you feel down, try closing your eyes and revisiting a joyful memories. Maybe that spring day in the park when you first noticed tender green buds blooming. That sense of life and renewal can awaken joy once more. These positive emotional imprints live within our subconscious, our invisible roots, providing strength in difficult times and reminding us of our capacity for healing, joy, and forward movement. Now let's move on to emotional imprints that can be improved. The combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom symbolize proactive energy and a strong desire to expand outward. However, when this energy becomes unbalanced, it may lead to exhaustion, impatience, or a disconnect between action and inner reflection. while green represents growth and optimism. But without the stable grounding of deep green, individuals might feel stressed or set unrealistic expectations for themselves. People carry this type of emotional imprint often develop an obsessive drive to keep improving or succeed, which can result in overcommitting, self-pressure, and a fear of failure so intense that it keeps them from taking action at all. On the surface, they may appear optimistic and motivated, but deep down they may be struggling with hidden anxiety and internal conflict. This reminds us that true long-term growth is only possible with a foundation of emotional stability, self-awareness, and inner resilience, not by constantly chasing external validation or performing strength. The truth is, not all emotional imprints are positive. Some are rooted in past experience that left behind subconscious traces of insecurity, self-doubt, or fear, which quietly interfere with how we feel or make decisions today. But the good news is, these imprints can be seen, understood, and transformed. Think of your emotional world as a color palette, even if a darker shade has been painted on before. Gentle adjustments can slowly lighten them again. By gently facing those unsettling past experiences and practicing new behavior in a safe environment, we can gradually transform emotional memory that once held us back, turning them into nourishment that support our growth. Next, let's talk about the contrast between happiness imprints and trauma imprints. The color combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom symbolize a delicate balance between active growth and stable foundations. This structure often reflects moments in life when we experience success, fulfillment, and deep emotional satisfaction. Happiness imprints are formed in times when we feel safe, validated, and hopeful. Maybe it's the excitement of achieving a long-held dream, the confidence after mastering a skill, or the heartfelt warmth from building genius connection. These moments awaken optimism, a sense of self-worth, and motivation to grow. They're strengthened by emotional security, empowering us to move forward with courage. But in life, light and shadow always coexist. Even though this color structure represents hope and stability, it can also carry the hidden weight of trauma imprint. When the hope symbolized by green is met with failure, rejection, or betrayal, when dreams fall apart or ambitions remain unfulfilled, deep emotional wounds may be left behind. These aren't just moments of disappointment. They can trigger self-doubt, anxiety, and even a fundamental distrust toward the future. If the deep green foundation is the emotional grounding, which has not been properly integrated, then these wounds are likely to be stored in the subconscious. Over time, they may manifest as chronic insecurity, fear of disappointment, or avoidance of new opportunities. Thus, in this color structure, the same emotional soil that allows for happiness and expansion may also conceal unhealed pain. Recognizing this duality is the first step toward integrating both our light and our shadows. And toward truly balanced emotional growth, happiness and trauma, in truth, are just like this color combination. On one side, we have the bright green, symbolizing hope, vitality, and love. On the other side, the deep green, gently reminding us that there are still unhealed corners within the heart. We don't need to suppress or deny either of these emotional states, because both are genuine and essential parts of our life story. Modern psychology has shown that through practices like mindfulness, journaling, and therapy, we can reframe these imprints, gradually bringing subconscious wounds into awareness, understand the ultimately transforming them into strength. Likewise, positive emotional imprint can serve as powerful resource of hope, stability, and courage when we need them most. So no matter which imprint is surfacing in your heart right now, whether it's joy or pain, please remember neither is right or wrong, and neither means you are stuck in the past. Instead, they're just simply signs that your past experience still have story left to tell, waiting for you to hear them from a new perspective and embrace them with compassion. When we learn to understand and hold space for these inner memories, we begin to realize that the place which once hurt us the most can become the strongest roots of who we are becoming. Now let's talk about the fourth key point, psychological imbalance. When we examine how the green on top, deep green on bottom combination manifests on a psychological level, we uncover a common yet often overlooked defense mechanism. This color pairing reflects a psychic that appears bright and composed on the outside, yet carries depth and heaviness within. Especially in intimate relationships, this structure may give rise to a dual tendency, outward shooting behavior paired with inward emotional avoidance. Specifically, the green on top expresses outward warmth, empathy, and care for others. It projects the image of an emotional, stable, optimistic, and supportive partner, someone others often trust and rely on. However, beneath the surface, the deep green below holds a deep reservoir of insecurity, groundedness, and withdrawal. This can lead the person to unconsciously erect inner walls when emotional intimacy grows. They do want to be loved, but they're terrified of losing control, being seen in their vulnerability, or getting entangled in the pressure and emotional weight of closeness. For example, picture someone who always smiles and saying, "I'm fine, don't worry about me." They're the first to look after others, the last to voice their own needs. That sunny personnel often masks a quiet drive of dependency. If a partner tries to get closer, they suddenly feel suffocated because their safety has always come from self-reliance, not shared vulnerability. So they use that upbeat facade to cover the underlying anxiety and avoidant impulse. This kind of psychological block often traces back to early years of shaky attachment. To cope, a person develops a functional extrovert mask, looking perfectly well dressed in social setting while secretly guarding a private zone no one is allowed to enter. In love, if this inner split isn't understood and healed, the pattern is classic. The more one partner leans in, the faster the other pulls away, and the relationship starts to fracture. That's the deeper warning hidden in this color pairing. Real healing isn't about putting a pretty bow on your feelings. It's about daring to let your vulnerability be held inside a safe relationship. Think of a psychological block as a dead-end corridor in the maze of your mind. When you hit that wall, you might wonder, am I not good enough? Did I take the wrong path? Often, all you really need is a new angle, or simply to pause right there and give yourself some time and compassion. Remember, everyone runs into these seemingly unbreakable emotional roadblocks. Try meeting them gently. You don't have to fix everything perfectly right away. Allow yourself to move slowly, step by step. Each time you face those anxious, self-doubting voice, you quietly grow a steadier kind of strength. And one day, you will look back in surprise. The obstacles that once hold you still were actually signposts marking a turn in the road. Once you have passed them, an even wider, fierce stretch of life is waiting on the other side. In the green on top, deep green on the bottom combinations, we see a personality expression that is both warm and grounded. People with this energetic structure often present as friendly, optimistic, and nurturing, qualities that stem from the green above. They tend to be emotionally supportive and often take on the role of an encourager or caregiver in social setting. Yet behind this outward warmth lies a layer of deep green inner calmness and caution. These individuals do not open their hearts easily. They need time to observe, build trust, and feel safe before allowing others into their inner world. Externally, they're proactive, flexible, and opportunistic, driven by a strong desire to learn, achieve, and evolve, whether it's in career, creative expression, or spiritual development. They often shine with natural excellence. However, if they place too much emphasis on action and control, they may become impatient, suppress their emotions, or overlook others' needs and pacing. In such moments, it's important to return to the deep green energy within, an inner sense of stability, patience, and emotional condiment to recalibrate their momentum. In romance relationship, this individual may appear open, kind, and engaging at first, but are unlikely to immediately share their past or vulnerability. However, once they sense genuine care and consistency from their partner, and a safe foundation of trust is built, they reveal a profound loyalty and emotional depth. They may not love loudly, but they love enduringly and powerfully. So what exactly is a personality aspect? Have you ever noticed how each of us is like a multi-faced gem, shining differently depending on the situation? Perhaps you're the gentle older sister at home, the decisive leader at work, the witty friend in a group, and the introspective soul when you're alone. Our personality isn't just one thing, it's a symphony of layers. And the harmony between those layers, it's what makes us feel whole. This color combination reminds us that embracing both our light-hearted optimism and our quiet inner strength, it's what allows us true self to emerge with integrity. All those facets are authentically you. Personality has never been a singular thing. It's more like a multiple layered map with different parts of us awakening in different moments. We often say people wear many hats, but we could also say that people have many personality aspects. And here, we're not referring to dissociative identity disorder, but to the everyday reality that we all show different sides of ourselves depending on our environment and needs. For example, someone who is normally shy and introvert might become animated and joyful while working at preschool, singing, dancing, and laughing with children. This contrast isn't fake or forced. It's the nurturing guide aspect of her personality being active by her environment. Carl Jung suggests that our personality is composed of multiple parts such as the self, the shadow, and the personnel, each representing different psychological needs and qualities. When we suppress one part of ourselves or prevent it from being expressed, it can create inner conflict and pressure in the subconscious. On the flip side, when we learn to accept the full range of who we are, strong and vulnerable, logical and emotional, we begin to integrate those aspects into a more whole and resilient self. This also allows us to make more flexible, compassionate choices in different life situations. That's also why the magician card appeared in this context. The magician symbolizes the power of integration, of aligning the inner and outer self. He works with the four scattered tools on the table before him: the cup, the sword, the wand, and the pentacle, representing our emotions, thoughts, willpower, and physical actions. He doesn't reject any parts of himself. Instead, he learns to harmonize them, and from his harmony, creativity flows. So next time you notice seemingly contradictory or shifting traits in yourself, don't rush to question your identity. That's not inconsistency. It's your inner gemstone reflecting different angles of your unique light. Every part of you adds up to create the beautifully complex, one-of-a-kind person you are today. Now let's explore how this color structure green on top, deep green on the bottom, connects the wisdom of positive psychology. This combination reflects a mental state where optimism coexists with inner stability. It represents not only a strong drive for growth, but also a solid psychological foundation, two forces that support and strengthen each other. Green brings action, hope, and open attitude that push us to embrace new challenges. Deep green, like a steady pair of hands, offers security, emotional maturity, and down-to-earth wisdom. Together, they remind us to stay upbeat and centered so our feelings don't yank us around. Positive psychology says real happiness isn't just surface-level cheerfulness. It's the power that comes from being aligned inside and out. Unlike traditional psychology, which often zooms in on problems and trauma, positive psychology asks, how can we thrive? It highlights peak experience or flow, those moments when you are totally absorbed in something you love and time just disappears, like painting, dancing, geeking out on a topic, reading a story to a child. Ordinary senses, yet they tap the deepest wells of joy. So this green over deep green palette is like a mental GPS. Chase your dream and stay rooted in genuine inner stability. Positive psychology isn't about fake sunshine. It's about a real sense of hope, choosing to notice the light even after you have acknowledged that life can be tough. You can build that kind of resilience with simple habits, keeping a gratitude journal, short mindfulness breaks, or discovering and using your personal strengths. Because green is more than a color, it's an attitude that says, I'm willing to grow, and I believe tomorrow can be even better. Now let's move into value system development. The combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom symbolize the balance between progress and stability and energy that encourage forward movement and innovation, while remaining grounded in wisdom and core beliefs. This combo mirrors a life attitude that's both open-minded and responsible. Bright green is our curiosity, our drive to explore the future. Deep green is the inner foundation that keeps us anchored in integrity, ethics, and long-term vision. Think of it as chasing your dream while still being accountable to yourself, to others, and to the society. Here's the thing, each of us carry an inner compass. That's our personal value system. Building your values simply means consciously discovering, nurturing, and sticking to the principles that matter most to you. When you are clear on what truly counts, your choices gain directions and your life takes on real power. But when your values are fuzzy, the outside world can drag you around, and before you know it, you are living by someone else's script. A lot of our anxiety, fatigue, or emptiness isn't because life is broken. It's because our actions have drifted away from our values. The moment you spot a gap and tweak your course, even a little bit, you feel yourself lined up again. Within this color pairing, people naturally carry core relationship values like loyalty, honesty, and commitment. They're not into quick sparks or surface level feeling. They crave a deep, steady bond built on trust and mature support. The deep green shows how much they prize emotional safety. They don't toss a relationship aside easily. The green gives them the courage and lean into love, to speak up and to act. When challenge hit, they don't bolt. They face issue head on, saying things like, can we try again? That's steady, mature love in action. When creativity walks hand in hand with principle, when what you do lines up with who you are, you move farther and more solidly. So don't be afraid to ask that simple but profound question. What do I want to become? It's the starting point for long-lasting happiness and meaning. Next, let's talk about the inner growth. The combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom represents a balanced force of personal evolution. It speaks to a kind of positivity that grows from a stable foundation, meaning that our outward drive and expansion are rooted in inner strength, wisdom, and resilience. When we carry this kind of energy, we are able to pursue goals without becoming emotionally scattered or spiritually ungrounded. This structure encourages continual exploration, learning, and authentic self-expression, while gently reminding us that true growth is not just about outer achievements, but about the quiet, steady transformation happening within. Outer success might be visible to others, but inner growth is something only you can truly feel. It shows up in how you manage your emotions, how you respond to failure, and how much depth and compassion you bring to your experience. Think back 5 years. Maybe criticism used to wreck your mood for days. Today, can you sit with feedback more calmly? Maybe even squeeze some constructive goal out of it? If so, that's genuine inner growth right there. Most of the time, our biggest leaps don't happen in smooth sailing. They show up in the lows, the mess ups, the full-on detours, life's own inner boot camp that tear the rebuild our mental muscle until they are stronger than before. In a relationship, inner growth isn't just about pouring your heart in. It's about using the partnership as a mirror that reflects your hidden shadows, longings, and unmet emotional needs. Each moment of closeness or conflict becomes an invitation to self-awareness. Bit by bit, you transform old wounds and learn how to love and be loved with greater maturity. Picture this. Your partner seems indifferent when you need emotional reassurance. You feel left down, but that disappointment pushes you to look back on your own story and realize you have been searching for the comfort your parents never quite provide. That kind of reflection deepens self-understanding and turns love itself into a path of soul-level healing and integration. Of course, growth doesn't have to wait for some huge life storm. You can build it day by day through tiny choice. Try this. Each night before bed, ask yourself one simple question. What did I learn today? And how could I handle a similar situation even better next time? Don't underestimate these small self-check-ins. Over time, they plant powerful roots in the soil of your heart. That personal green meltdown of yours will grow luxurious and more alive every time you turn and water it. So trust your own capacity to evolve and allow yourself to move at a gentle pace. You will see every better version of you. It's already waiting just around the next bend. Now let's explore the culture collective subconscious. The combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom represents a kind of culture wisdom in balance, a harmony between progress and innovation, and deep roots in history and tradition. In many cultures, green symbolizes spring, life, and hope. Deep green, in particular, carries meanings like land, ancestry, and home. This color pairing reminds us that in our pursuit of growth and renewal, we must not forget the values and cultural memories that have accompanied humanity for thousands of years. This energetic configuration also mirrors the growing desire in today's world for sustainability, meaningful education, and living in harmony with nature. In the context of relationship, love becomes like cultivation. It requires time, patience, and a willingness to nourish the soil while giving space for each person to grow. When the green symbolizing individual awareness shines up on the deep green symbolizing culture grounding, we shift from being passive recipients to conscious choosers. What cultural wisdom do I want to preserve? What inherited limitation am I ready to break through? We begin to ask ourselves, how many of my beliefs truly come from me, and how many were unconsciously shared by culture and society. This isn't about rejecting culture influence. It's about becoming aware of it. Every one of us carries within us a socialized self, a set of internalized norms and expectations shaped by parents, school, social media, and society. Like success means earning a lot of money. You should suppress emotion to avoid looking weak. Men shouldn't cry. Don't they sound familiar? Often, it is through this collective voice that we begin to shape how we view ourselves and how we believe we should behave. But once you start consciously discovering which beliefs truly belongs to you and which are inherited expectations imposed by culture, you begin walking the path of self-awareness. This process not only helps you understand yourself more deeply, but also allows you to develop greater empathy and tolerance for others. You realize that behind every behavior lies a culture imprint or piece of collective memory. With this awareness, you can walk your own path, one that honors tradition while welcoming innovation. And most importantly, you gain the power to become someone who doesn't simply drift with the current, but stands rooted, intentional, and alive with your own truth. Finally, we arrive at the creative activation. The combination of green on top and deep green on the bottom represents a dynamic balance between forward-looking creativity and grounded execution. It's like wild idea taking root in solid soil, bold yet stable, imaginative yet practical. This structure not only encourages innovation, but also supports the transformation of ideas into real, impactful results. It reminds us that true creativity isn't just about dreaming big, but about bringing those dreams to life with steady, intentional action. You may have noticed that inspiration often strikes not when you are forcing it at your desk, but during unexpected, relaxed moments, like while showering, walking, commuting, and even just spacing out. Studies have shown that connecting with nature significantly enhances creative thinking. In one experience, participants who went on a 4-day hiking trip without electronic device saw their creative problem-solving ability increase by 50%. It's as if when we return to green space like trees, grass, lakes, our minds can finally breathe, reconnect, and open to new ideas. This beautifully mirrors the energy of the green combinations we've been exploring. Green is not just the color of growth, it's the meeting point of inspiration and stability. Let's not forget that this is also the essence of magician card, which governs this color structure. The magician is someone who can bend celestial light with earthly resource, a channel for the quick, adaptive, and inventive energy of Mercury. At the same time, he knows how to stay grounded, integrate tools, and turn imagination into reality. But creativity also requires two essential things: permission and courage. Permission to let your mind roam freely without judging those unrealistic ideas, and courage, the willingness to take the first step in bringing those ideas to life, even if they're imperfect at the start. Because real creativity doesn't come from perfection. It comes from movement, curiosity, and trust, and from allowing yourself to explore what might grow when your brightest visions are planted in the rich soil of your inner wisdom. Alright, to wrap things up, this combination of the green on top and deep green on the bottom, supported by the energies of the magician and Mercury, represents a healing bridge between communication and creation. It guides us to open our heart chakra through conscious awareness, and to stabilize our emotional foundation by integrating the shadow self, ultimately empowering us to make wiser, more aligned choices in love and life. This card pairing speaks to an outward flowing life force that grows from deep emotional soil. The green represents an open heart, conscious love, communication, and the willingness to grow. The deep green reflects the subconscious longing for the trust, security, and emotional grounding. When this color combination appears alongside the upright magician and Mercury's influence, it becomes more than just a visual balance. It becomes an energetic dialogue between the inner and outer world, between self and others. The magician reminds us, I'm capable of creating. Mercury governs communications, perceptions, and mental agility. Together, they activate the emotional intelligence held within this card, transforming feelings into conscious choice and inspired action. This energy configuration describes a certain psychological pattern or personality type, someone who is deeply sensitive and emotional aware, yet also carried layered emotional imprints and memory patterns, often shaped by early attachment experience, family dynamics, or culture conditioning. Mercury gives them with the ability to decode subconscious message, not just feeling emotions, but translating them into language, creativity, understanding, and expression. That too is the essence of the magician, the alchemist who turns the unseen into form. This color pairing is ideal for exploring intimate relationship, personal growth, and emotional healing. It gently reminds us, true love isn't just about how much we give on the surface. It's about understanding how we love, why we long to be loved, and whether we can find our emotional roots within. Thank you for listening. I hope you will keep exploring your inner wisdom. I will put a free color perception digital journal in the description box. Feel free to download. In our next episode, we will continue exploring deeper topics around self-awareness and emotional evolution. Gratitude to the universe and grateful to you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, so more people can discover the magic and meaning of color, intuition, and soul connection. Until next time, yoo-hoo!